immediately after the oil spill. And then it has continued, sampling has continued for the NRDA process throughout the event. We're now really in earnest doing our NRDA sampling. And I know we've invited anyone that would like to go out with us today. We're going to demonstrate the sampling that we are doing for this process. I'm going to follow up on your question before. You asked about the funding. The responsible party, BP, is funding the NRDA efforts for all the states and the federal agencies. That's a part of the Oil Pollution Act. So this is not costing the taxpayers any money. This is being funded by BP, and we expect that funding to continue throughout this process.
BP obviously has a huge stake in the outcome of this whole process. Do they, on the other hand, do they have their own team of scientists doing the same kind of assessment, and then the two sides get together and kind of hash it out in court?
You just summed it up. That's what we're doing. I mean, we're making our legal case. What we're doing is establishing a claim that could stand up in court. Now, all the parties, and I'm not speaking for BP, but I'm repeating what I've heard representatives of BP say. We want to avoid going to court. We want to avoid a long, drawn-out process. We're going to move it as efficiently as possible, but yet let the science go through its process that's required. So we have good science. But yes, they have their team of experts, and some of the things that we're working on, we don't work on together, but we work to see if we can use the same methods so that maybe the outcomes will be somewhat, we can agree upon the outcomes to avoid some of that you just described.
It seems like the damage assessment, though it takes a long time, is fairly straightforward. You've got a certain methodology to assess the damage, but the compensation for that, let me use the example of a pelican. A pelican that's dead, you can mark down, okay, we've got a dead pelican. What's a pelican worth?
Well, that is part of the negotiations that we'll have. You've got also what's the value of the pelican, what's the value of the loss of the pelican. One component is the loss of the natural resource. So there will be methodology that the states and the federal agencies will develop that will put a dollar figure on that. But this process is more, though, than just counting the number of pelicans we lost and the number of dolphins we lost and multiplying it by some factor and coming. It's more to the process than just that, but that is definitely a part of the process.
One question: will the public, if they have personal claims at public meetings, will that be discussed?
No, the question is, is the public meeting for individual claims? And no, it's not. This is not a public meeting to address individual claims or any economic losses. This is not a BP public meeting. This will be to discuss this NRDA process and evaluating the impacts to our Gulf Coast and our environment.
About how much have they spent to date on doing the assessment?
Just under $1 million probably to date.
Is that just in Mississippi, or?
That's just in Mississippi.
Okay.
Any more questions from the press?
Just one quick one. I'm going to use an example of the beach in Harrison County. Obviously, it's been through these, over the months since the spill was inundated with oil, tar balls and so forth. BP had crews out there cleaning it up as they washed in. So how would you assess that damage? They might maintain, well, we were out there, we cleaned it up, we've already restored it. Is that accurate, or would?
Well, that will be part of the equation. That's part of the discussion. Because we had the tar balls come in, they were picked up, and that was a good thing. They weren't out there long.
Right.
But the fact that they were out there at all is a damage. But we are fortunate that we were not inundated in our marshes and our sensitive areas where, not having a large claim in some of these areas of concern is a good thing because it means we weren't hurt. So it's but there is a way that you calculate that.